Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? This is another live edition of the Saturday Show. And before I get started, of course, I got a ton of bills to pay. So we're going to get to that. Then we're going to talk about the topics of our show. Hold on a second, guys. Okay. Hold on just a second. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I think I had my own page in the background. But again, thank everybody for watching. We're going to pay these bills and then we're going to get started. So, first off, if you are not a subscriber to this page, please subscribe. Um, Subscribing literally costs nothing. I'm for 2 weeks in a row at 138. The goal is 1,000. That may not happen, but at least I want to get to at least 300. So if you all could help me, that would just be so fantabulous. I do want to make a special announcement. Nope, that's not it. We spelled that wrong, so we're gonna go down here. So on November the 4th, this channel is sponsoring another virtual scavenger hunt. The cost is $15 to $30, either one. All the funds raised go to benefit my channel. So just go to that link there, and I'll be mentioning it several times in the show because I really need some new equipment. You can always support me on buymeacoffee.com/ Tracy Media LLC. Please help me by subscribing to following me on my Rumble channel. I still need 4 more followers. I have just the one, which is me. So I need some help here. So just um, you know, get in there and follow me. Whenever I figure out how to use TikTok, I'm going to use TikTok. I still haven't figured it out yet, but I do have a TikTok page. And we're going to get started here as soon as I talk about my Twitter page, my Twitch, no, my Twitter page, my Twitch page, my Facebook page. And good afternoon, Parker. You missed last night's show. So if before I get started on the topic, and you'll see what it is there in the title section. If you missed last night's show, you really missed a really great interview. That is one of the best ones that I've done. I'm thankful that Jason Call came on. But that was just a really enjoyable interview. So go back and watch it. I definitely invite you to watch it. So let's get started off with the topic. So we're going to change it up a little bit, and I'll tell you why. I'm still going to talk about why I'm glad that RFK Jr. is running as an independent, but there's a whole lot to talk about this week. I'm going to give you my thoughts about Cornel West leaving the Green Party and switching over as an independent. Bernie Sanders having people arrested. Um, Marjorie Taylor Greene protesting with Code Pink. It's just and let me not forget about the border wall that corporate media is going to ignore. Um, this this is probably not going to be an hour show. I'm definitely thinking this is going to go in for the long haul. But please put up your comments. I'm definitely going to go to them because we've got a lot to talk about. So I will talk about why I'm glad that RFK is running as an independent. So, October the 5th, That was what, 2 days ago. Woke up, took a shower, da 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 da. Look on my phone, and I see that Cornel West has left yet another party. And this is the second switch within 6 months. So if you don't remember, at first he ran as a candidate for the movement for a People's Party, and then he switched over to Green. Things were kind of going, I wouldn't say well, but you could tell by the way some of the Green Party members were critical of the platform that they were sending out. It wasn't going as well as he liked. So woke up the fifth, and I wish I wish I could share this video announcement. I still don't know how to share things on StreamYard when I'm live because I don't have two computers to do it. But basically, he and his team made the decision to run as independent. So he's leaving the Green Party, and now the Green Party is going to run their own candidate. Now, this brings up several problems. Number one problem is, dude, how many times you gonna switch parties? Like, for real, like, can we stop this party switching? I know no party is perfect, and you wanted to initially do this outside the parties, which, that's an option. But you should have ran as an independent from the get-go, because party politics, it's not for the faint of heart. You have to say essentially what the party supports, whether that's the Green Party, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Socialist Party, the Libertarian Party. The party has the party has a list of set rules. That's what I'm trying to say. The party has a set of rules that you have to abide by. And again, this switch, it's like, oh, come on. How can I go online and defend this? I mean, what? It's like you can't make up your mind. Personally, I think he should have ran as an independent in the first place. But if you look, well, I'll talk about his platform here in just a moment. But that was my first problem. It's just like, dude, make up your mind. So, I mean, next week, don't be talking about you running as a Libertarian or a Democrat. Now, that would hurt. If he says I'm running as a Democrat, I'm done. Like, dude, get out of my face. Don't say nothing. Don't do anything. No. I don't care if your idea is to push them to the left. That was Bernie Sanders' brilliant idea, and look how that worked out. Second issue is the people that have been collecting signatures for him. Some states like Indiana, we got started early because we assumed that he was going to be the Green Party nominee. I know there's other people running for the Green Party nomination, but we just all assumed that he was going to be the Green Party candidate and nominee, and we would just be getting our signatures for him. And so we started early. What happens to those signatures? Where do they go? How now are us who are in the Green Party, we're supposed to just turn on a dime, and now we have to support, which is likely going to be Jill Stein and Jamu Baraka. I know the election is a year out, but that's a very quick turn, because now we have to get, signatures for candidates that people don't know. Now, I know most people don't know who Cornel West is. Most people don't know who Jill Stein is. Most people don't know who Ojama Baraka is. But this puts the signature gatherers in a particularly strange, difficult position, because not only do we have to figure out, well, are you going to reimburse for all the time that we did all of this in terms of merchandise and press and all of those things? Are are we getting our money back? Or, because just because you collect signatures, you're not doing it free. You still have to travel, whether it's by public transportation or whether you go by car, whether you carpool, you still have to, get in some sort of vehicle to gather signatures. Um, Even if you walk, it's going to be difficult because I haven't, and this is what, been 2 days, I haven't heard any plans in terms of what to do with those signatures. Do we, I mean, essentially we're starting over it. And that kind of stinks because there's a lot of energy some of us put into collecting signatures for him. Just because it was him, not because we were just so supportive of the Green Party. We just wanted to see him on the ballot. And now I don't know if I personally have it in me to go out and gather signatures all over again because I'm afraid that that switch is going to happen again, although I have no idea what he could switch to. Democrat, I suppose. But that's a strange um dynamic that I don't know if their campaign thought about it. There was no message to the people who had gathered signatures, so it's just problematic. And like I said, if people have questions that they want to ask, you can definitely put them in the chat. And if you comment later, I will definitely do my best to respond. I cannot talk today. I am so tired today. And the third thing is, and I'm with the Green Party, so, and I say this all the time, is the Green Party is, how can I say this and not sound like I'm insulting? Is not thought of as being the workers' man's party. And that's what Cornel West is all about. The Green Party is an ecological party. So I thought even when people ran independent, they technically had to run within a particular party. No. Even if some unknown party, I don't know, I could be wrong. Yes, Parker, you are, because you can run as a non-affiliated person, which means independent. You have to bypass a whole bunch. You have to um, conform to the FEC guidelines for that. And there's like a whole 15-page document that tells you how you can run as an independent candidate and not be affiliated with a party. It is very possible. But the next concern I had, and again, keep putting your comments in the comment section because I'm going to be here a while, is ballot access. So what's confusing to me now is the Green Party. Well, let me backtrack this. The Libertarian Party has, well, backtrack this again. The Republicans and Democrats have ballot access in all 50 states. That no shock. Libertarians come in second with 40. So they have ballot access in 40 states. All they have to do is get 10 more. That should not be a problem for them because they do very well in their organizing. The Green Party has ballot access in 18 states. So if my math is right, if there's 50 states, and I'm not counting Guam, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, etc., I'm just counting our technical states, that would mean that Dr. West would have to, well, now he's going to have to give all 50, and I'll talk about why I'm a little disappointed with that in a second. But he would have had to get, the Green Party would have to get ballot access in 32 states. And ballot access, pardon me, I don't know why I'm so sleepy, but to obtain ballot access is not an easy thing at all. It takes lots of work, lots of organization, lots of skills, lots of convincing, and it's a it's a it's a difficult thing to do. And I know he said, I'm going to concentrate on the 35 important states. And I can tell you right now, I don't like that because I feel like, well, you're forgetting what 15 other ones, so they're not important. I don't know if that's the way he meant it, but that's the way I kind of took it. Um, that is correct, Parker. He needs 300,000 signatures to be independent in California's ballot. And if you're not on the ballot in California, you might as well forget it. Forget it. Um, I don't know if he's counting on write-in votes. People don't even know how to fill in write-in ballots. But yes, Parker, you're right. It's 300,000 signatures, and it costs about $2 million in the state of California to get on the ballot. But again, okay, I gotta stop yawning. Again, I don't like this whole I'm just gonna get 35 of the important states. What about the other 15? What's an important state? What's not an important state? So I know I did not like that at all. Hopefully they change that to come up with a strategy that will get you on the ballot in all 50 states. And like I said, I just did not like that answer. Another problem I had with, and this isn't necessarily with Dr. West, is more of the expectations of the Green Party. Um, we haven't, and I'm saying we, there's been a perception, that's how I'll put it, there's been a perception that, and I talked about this a little bit before, is that the Green Party is not known for anything outside of its environmental justice issues. And that's what the Green Party mostly is. But it's not necessarily known as a racially diverse people's working party. And, there were rumblings from people like Jimmy Dore that you can't talk about race. And that's essentially, it's not the only thing that Dr. West talks about, but he talks about it in a great deal. And it could be that criticism that was not constructive at all really made their campaign look and say, you know what, this isn't for us. So apparently there is a plan for ballot access. Like I said, if I get on a Zoom call, if I get invited, I'm like, I can't take you seriously if you're just wanting to get on the ballot on some states and not the others. How do you rank which state is important and which one isn't? If we're going by population, that means Alaska, Hawaii, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, and other low populated states are out. And I'm not, I'm just not happy with that, to be honest, because to be told that you don't live in an important state. And again, he could have very well meant that in a different way than I'm taking it. But I know what I heard. In terms of, like I said, the Green Party having unrealistic expectations, sometimes we don't work the way we should. We'll have all these great ideas and there's never any follow through. People will say they're interested in joining the party and then complain weeks later they still haven't heard anything. And maybe, like when I visited his page a couple of days ago, well, it was different than when I first visited when he launched. And so what I mean is, besides the color change going from green to red, well, burgundy mostly, there was a change that took place. It was cosmetic, but it was a change. The most significant change that took place is the platform. And, oh boy, I don't know why I got a little dizzy there, but I'm okay. His platform is way more black focused than the Green parties. And I'll just say that, and I know people won't in the Green Party won't like me saying that, but he talked about things like environmental racism, racism within the healthcare system. I have never heard of anybody talking like that about such a difficult subject to kind of wrap your head around. So not only is he for Medicare for all, which I am too, but to put a racial component to it, I can't help but just be impressed. He also had other policies like eliminating the homelessness or unhoused crisis. Um, Ukraine, his war/peacetime platform. So I would encourage you all to go to the site cornellwest24.com to read it. And I don't know why I'm feeling so dizzy. I may end this early, I'm not sure, and then come back, but I'm gonna try to punch it through. Because my eyes just keep getting like every time I blink my eyes, I'm just like, okay, let me go to sleep. Um, so that happened, but then something else happened, and Bernie's a snitch. And so there was a Code Pink protest in Washington D.C. They had a rally, and the next day they went to impeach. And some people had protested outside of Bernie's office. Guess what he did, or his office? Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't him calling the police saying, "Hey, the police, come here. These people are protesting." Um, his office contacted the police and had maybe 5 to 6, um, 5 to 6, 6, 7, somewhere between 5 to 8. I'll say 5 to 8 protesters arrested. Um, this dude used to be anti-war. Um, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I keep looking at that clock, and I'm keeping how I feel. So here's what I'm gonna do. It was 11. Bernie, dang dude, 11. Um, I'm gonna take a small break, about 10 minutes, because I'm feeling real dizzy and I don't know why. My blood sugar's okay, but I'm gonna take myself off. I'm gonna keep this going, and then I'm gonna come back. So go do an errand or something, because I gotta figure out what's going on with me. And give me about 5. I said 10 minutes, but about 5 minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm feeling a little better. Thank you all for sticking around. I don't know what came over me. I was just feeling very dizzy, and my blood sugar is actually normal, so I'm still not sure what's going on. But I was talking about Bernie having some protesters arrested. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Bernie himself calling the protesters. And so, like I said, Code Pink, an anti-war organization, they did a sit-in in the hallways of the Senate, and one of the senators that they protested, in, whose office they protested in front of, was Bernie Sanders, and he had his office had them arrested. And as Parker said, it was 11, which I didn't think it was that high. And I'm not sure. I guess the question I'm asking is, when this situation with Ukraine and Russia was happening when Trump was president, I think, how come when Trump was president, we had to have peace, but when Biden's president, we just keep sending more money? I don't know. How can you be for war? It shouldn't matter who the president is. It should be like not getting the children of Ukraine, men and women and children of Ukraine killed. That's what it should be about. But apparently, the Democrats in office, it's a-okay. Um, it I don't know, and there's been no statement. There hasn't been any reporting. Only way I heard about it was on, well, it's called X, but I still call it Twitter. Was reporting it, and it's been emailed to me at least by a couple of people. I've been inboxed it, but how do you? If they were blocking the door, I can understand having them arrested. I can understand them having them arrested. You know what, Parker? You're right. I was wrong. Trump's first impeachment was because he was threatening to withhold military aid to Ukraine. I thought it was because he. I thought he was withholding it because he wanted information on Hunter Biden. Um, I was trying to think what I was saying. Boy, I thought I had that all wrong, really wrong. But I know Bernie, during his campaign for president, did criticize Biden for fighting for voting for the Iraq War, and I know that now he seems to be on board with war for giving more money to Ukraine, and I do know that the U.S. and the U.K., when Russia had presented a plan for ceasefires, that the U.S. was like telling Ukraine, don't accept this. We're here for you, etc., etc. Okay, so both are true. Okay. Um. Whew. Um. It's it's amazing though how one thing is good, one thing is bad when a certain party is in, and then the same exact same thing is bad, is now good when the other person is in. And so that brings me up, and I'm rushing through this because, again, now I got the attacks of the sleepy booze, but I'm going to try. I'm going to really try to do this for an hour. Um, Now that brings me up to my next subject, the border wall. Now, you all remember when Biden was running, or as I call him, President 15 Minute, when he was running, he said the border wall was a waste of time and they wouldn't build it, or he wouldn't complete the building of it. My, how things have changed. Apparently, the Biden administration is wanting to complete or add on to the wall that the Trump administration started. So this is yet another Trump policy that the administration has continued. And the vote blue, no matter who crowd, they'll defend it. They'll say, oh, it was a law and he had to use the money allocated to build that wall. No, he didn't, because he used COVID money to help fund the police. And I mean, you can move money around. It can literally be moved around. You don't have to keep money in one place and you need it in another. You can move things around. I move things from my water bill to my light bill, from my light bill to my gas bill, from my gas bill to my cable bill. So you can miss me with this, oh, he had to build it. It's a law. This reeks of the excuse when the $15 minimum wage vote got voted down by Democrats. 8 Democrats voted against that in the Senate, and they used the parliamentarian excuse. This administration has made more excuses, and people have defended those because he's not Trump. If Trump were doing this, the same things that Biden was doing, they would complain about it. And it's because Trump is Republican and Biden is Democrat. He waived 20 something. It's 26, Parker. No, it's 23. 23 laws were waived. And I literally, I'm going to find the articles and put them on my page tonight because I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear that this is what I'm supposed to vote for. You said that it was a waste of time and money. And I agree with that. It is a waste of time and money, but now you're going to build it because it's a law that says that you have to build it. Like, what happens if you don't? They're going to take it back. Okay, then you can move it to someplace else. I don't I don't understand why vote blue no matter who. Democrats make an excuse for this guy. They make so many excuses and then they get angry when people like me are like, no, I can't vote for that. Because apparently if you don't vote the way they tell you to, you're somehow a Trump supporter even though you don't support either. This is just yet another broken promise. And what is it that's going to happen in the second term that didn't happen in the first term? I have yet to hear that. Um, I know it's probably on the DNC website, but me going there is like, um, unlikely to happen. Um, but I just can't believe how many excuses people make for them. Um, I'm not going to say, I wish I had people make excuses for me. I don't. Because I need to be held liable and responsible for what it is I do, say, or think. Um, it's just it's just a shame because this is another Trump policy, another one that's being followed, and the excuse out here is he had to build it. He had to. It was the law. Like he was up here keeping the law, not about plagiarizing people's papers. Let me shut up. Um, I said I was going to try to make this show um, when I came at the beginning that for some reason I got the sleepy booze. And I may come back on tomorrow and kind of finish us up. But I want to get into why I'm glad RFK is running as an independent. Again, um, I didn't expect this one to come. I thought that RFK was going to stay in the race right up until January, drop out, and defend Biden. That's what I thought the news was going to be. But he has decided, oh, shoot. What was I just talking about? Oh my gosh. Oh, he's decided to not run in the okay. The official announcement is October the 9th, but everybody in their mama ought to know he's running independent. I think he's going to do it as a libertarian because it makes the most sense. They already have ballot access in 40 states, so all they need is 10 more. Independent like Cornel West, you're going to have to go through and start the process all over. So it's better to go through a party system than a non-party system. And I know why I'm going to probably go later on tomorrow is I want to talk about why Matt Gaetz has more courage than the squad. But that's not going to be on this show because, again, my eyes are just like, okay, go to sleep, go to sleep. But I'm glad that RFK has finally woken up to, he may have known this the whole time, but he certainly never seemed to want to switch parties because of it. But to say that, he can find more freedom running outside the duopoly. Now, don't get this twisted. RFK is a corporate Democrat. There's no doubt about it. I do. I think they would, and here's why. Most people don't know what the Libertarian Party is. They get instant name recognition. They get, they can basically get instant name recognition. It makes sense to me because they're conservative. He's conservative. But I could be wrong. He may just go independent, but like I said, he's going to have to do the same thing that Cornel West is going to have to do, is to try to get signatures or ballot access in all 50 states when it would be easier to go through a party that has 40 states already and all you have to go is 10. That's way easier. But I'm not sure why he ran as a Democrat in the first place. First of all, his rhetoric is not Democratic. Look at what he says. He's against Medicare for all. Well, backtrack that. The Democratic Party is against Medicare for all. But there are some other things I'm not going to talk about. C-19, that's what I'll call it. I'm not going to call him an anti-vax person. I'm not going to do that. But I can't see any other party he would go with. That's their type of message. He's against everything that I'm against, reparations, slavery, etc., etc., etc. I'm just using slavery because, again, my eyes are tired. But I'm glad that another person who's running a presidential campaign is willing to say neither one of the parties has our interests at heart. Now, do I think RFK has the best interests of the American people? Maybe. But no party pretends to be more in favor of workers, but actually does less for workers than the Democrat Party. They have this, you got to vote for us because we're not the other guy. Not going over the policies or things that they've accomplished or want to accomplish. Just vote for Joe Biden because he's not Robert F. Kennedy Jr. or he's not Cornel West or Jesse Ventura or whomever gets to be in the front lead. I think it's a good thing. I want to laugh, but I don't want to do that because that's exactly not right. But when the Democrats lose this presidential race, and it will be a win, I'm 99% certain that people who vote for RFK or Dr. West are going to get blame for what happened to Biden. No matter what they do, what they say, what they uh, act like, they're going to get blamed for it. That's what the Democrat, especially the Democratic Party, does so well. And I, boy, there's so many more things I can say. But what I think I'm going to do, which is best for me, is I'm going to cut this really, really short. And I'll probably come back tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I don't know. I'll maybe come back later tonight, but most definitely tomorrow and kind of continue this conversation. Because again, every time I blink my eyes, I think I'm going to just drop. And I want to drop on a live. So remember to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. I'm so sorry, but my eyes are super duper heavy. I do not want to fall asleep on my own live show. So either I'll see you all later on tonight or sometime tomorrow afternoon. Have a great day. Thank you.